Good afternoon. Today we will be discussing with you health toxicity.
We begin with a picture that shows the contributes for disease and death within third world countries. The three contributors are waste, which is at the top left hand corner of from plants and industry. The second is trash, which is at the top in the middle, and then we have poor health care is at the top right hand corner. This represents that there are no set regulations in other countries on these topics, and because of that, it causes disease. At the bottom, I have equal disease and death because overall it can't be cured from poor health, which is why the conclusion is death and disease. Next picture is a picture of a person in the United States who's smiling. I decided to draw this person who is smiling because he is very happy because the U.S. has regulations. The various regulations and acts around him help keep our country safe and the environment safe. Now I will begin our first poem called Toxicity. Toxicology study of the adverse effects on health caused by chemicals. Chemicals, you say? What chemicals? Nicotine, racine, DDT, and mustard gas. All human killers, deadly in doses. Inhale on the gas and you will be a memory in the past. Throughout history, this is the weapon of choice. All are silent peacekeepers that seek and destroy like heat seekers. If you are a spy and lie, pop up the side-eyed and die. Most attack the nerves and shut down the system. Deadly malfunctions will occur in seconds, minutes, hours, and days. Life ticks away with every moment. Death knocks on the door as the time passes away. Human relations to chemicals is toxic. That's the topic. All these chemicals can kill every animal. These chemicals show no mercy. Only mission is to kill and destroy, or just put you out of commission. One deadly touch and it's over. These poisons can mix with anything. The silent killer as it stalks. You better pray so you won't be the prey. Either way it comes, it's your day. What response will you receive? It all depends on you. It's flight or fight. Will the toxins take your life? Toxins that will live are evil. Toxins that strike you like to steal to ambient. Chemicals that steal life. Chemicals that have a deal, the reaper. Chemicals that eat life like the meals. Tell me how you feel after death thrill. When it comes to the body begins to chill. And when it all is said and done, the toxins is on to its next feel. Don't digest if you want to stop the progress, because in the end someone will lose. Let's hope that someone is not you.
And now we will be moving on to our second poem entitled Toxicity. Toxicity, you ask me what it means to me. It means a lot to me, but what does it mean? It is a measure of how harmful a chemical is. Well, that's a scientific explanation. But what does it mean to me? Anything in IDE will equate to DIE. Does it mean peroxide, cyanide, strychnine can bring the Grim Reaper to your doorstep? Then yes. Will you see the angel of death? Then yes. So what does toxicity mean to me? It's a way to turn a good meal into your last meal. It's a way to say goodbye to an old love. It's a way to turn off human optics. It's a way to turn the universe for eternity. It's a way to eliminate pity, sorrow, grief, and pain to a point where they only remember your name. Let's take a toast for that one deadly dose, a dose that you were unaware of, a dose that struck your nervous system. Like Barry in the ninth inning, a dose that has a legacy, a dose that killed kings, queens, and royalty. Is this chess you speak of, or something else? Is this a case we can use and not the ones out? Of guns, can we learn from the dead that we yearn over? Can we control the response of each dose? Like a hotline, can we take the P's and Q's like we take the LD to the 50? It's not a touchdown that we speak of. They say death comes in 3, but really it's the percentage of the dose that we speak of. We can keep the peace only if you asleep, because if you DIE and they need to see ID to use IV, we might as well. And now we'll be moving on to our second poem, also entitled Toxicity. Toxicity, you ask me what it means to me. It means a lot to me, but what does it mean? It is a measure of how harmful a chemical is. Well, that's a scientific explanation, but what does it mean to me? Anything in IDE will equate to DIE. Does it mean peroxide, cyanide, strychnide can bring the Grim Reaper to your doorstep? Then yes. Will you see the angel of death? Then yes. So what does toxicity mean to me? It's a way to turn a good meal into your last meal. It's a way to say goodbye to an old love. It's a way to turn off human optics. It's a way to join the universe for eternity. It's a way to eliminate pity, sorrow, grief, and pain to a point where they only remember your name. Let's take a toast to that one deadly dose, a dose that you were unaware of, a dose that struck your nervous system like Barry in the ninth inning, a dose that has a legacy, a dose that killed kings, queens, and royalty. Is this chess you speak of, or something else? Is this a case we can use and not the ones out of guns? Can we learn from the dead that we yearn over? Can we control the responses of each dose like a hotline? Can we take the P's and Q's like we take the LD to the 50? It's not a touchdown that we speak of. They say death comes in 3, but really it's the percentage of the dose that we speak of. We can keep the peace only if we are asleep, because if you DIE and they need to see ID to use IV, we might as well say RIP, because when your eyes touch the back of your eyelid, you're off the grid. Death take another one with a smile. Talk about a dose. These toxins got the body going through the most. What does toxicity mean to me? It's a lot of things, like me and death. In a ring ding ding, who will be the supreme king? You might as well call in a physician before you get put out of commission, because death only is a mission to bring rise to its attention. Now you know what toxicity means to me. Now what does toxicity mean to you? And now we will be moving on to our last poem, entitled Makeup Girl. Have you seen that girl, face caked with makeup, and you know the moment she takes it off, she'll be unrecognizable? From foundations to setting sprays, she has it all. And you see her boasting about what brand she owns, but I wonder if she knows just how toxic her makeup is. Mercury is now popping up in her skin. She failed to realize that those imported skin creams contain mercury. Instead of aging naturally, she chose anti-aging creams, and now she's sick with tremors, memory loss, and hearing problems because she didn't know mercury has many different names. So Miss Makeup Girl dumps the creams, but not her lipsticks. And had she Googled lipstick toxicity, she would have known her lipstick contains lead. L'Oreal, whom she adores, makes 5 of the 10 most contaminated lipsticks. But she goes right on applying it, because in her mind, if it's expensive, it can't be contaminated. Although we all know MAC and Dor are highly toxic. So while she stocks up on a lipstick color from MAC that's going to be discontinued, we can all worry a little bit more in knowing that Makeup Girl doesn't know lead in lipstick increases the longer it sits. Let us pray that when she falls victim to abdominal pains and headaches, she knows that lead is to blame. But this sadly isn't the case, and Makeup Girl lets her teen daughter use it, and sits confused as her daughter begins to experience learning, language, and behavioral problems. So our Makeup Girl ditches the lipsticks, but can't go without her mascara. And one morning, while running late, she slips up and uses a mascara she has kept too long, and bacteria has now transferred from her eye to the wand, and poor Makeup Girl now has staphylococcus on her brush. So she ditches that one, but not the one in her purse. And like many times before, without doing proper research, Makeup Girl has fallen victim to makeup toxicity. After this unfortunate run-in with toxic chemicals, she ditches all her makeup that is not mineral. Believing this to be better and natural, the powdery forms, however, can cause lung damage. After falling victim several times to makeup toxins, Makeup Girl decides to sit down and research her products. And what she finds boggles her mind about the products she adores. All this time, she never knew the health effects of her makeup. And as she sits and researches more, the more ashamed she feels. The toxicity levels combined of all the products she adores is high enough to kill. With one last glance, she takes her makeup and throws it out the door.
And now I will present the overall message. The overall message of our presentation is to inform our viewers about environmental toxicity. It is the field of science concerned with the study of the harmful effects of various chemical, biological, and physical agents